Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning out there, all my fellow U.S. Constitution Protect All Lives Matter members and their families. Vivat to all my brothers in the Knights of Columbus. And God bless America, and God bless Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance. A beautiful, beautiful Christian group of people who are protecting this country. The people obviously don't like that the Christians are still protecting this country because we founded this country. We're not giving up this country. God is here to stay, and in God we trust. Remember one thing, all that oil money that's being spread around to these Islamic faith groups to undermine and overthrow the United States government is considered an act of treason. And if you're supporting them, it's an act of treason. You can be hung for your actions. And if bodily injury occurs, your whole entire family is being held responsible if they received the proceeds from illegal gotten gains. Remember one thing, you might hate the Italians. They hate the Italians because of the enclaves that they built because to protect their culture and to protect Christianity. Italians, when we came to this country, weren't even allowed in the churches, schools, and every other place where there was good jobs. Then they grouped together. But now it's coming out in the open. Now it's coming out in the open that the Islamic movement is here to create a religious war, not only in the United States, but in every known Christian nation. And it is all funded by who? Oil countries under the United Arab Emirates, who are Islamic supporters. Remember, those who defame President Trump and J.D. Vance and the rest of the cabinet for going after Iran have something to hide. They are either getting money from these individual groups, like Black Lives Matter did from Iran, from China, and any member and supporter of Black Lives Matter movement and Antifa is a treasonist, is a seditionist, as well as Cory Booker, Maxine Waters, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, and so many others who plague and who slither around Washington, D.C. in the Capitol building. It is a shame, and they should be ashamed of themselves, but they worship the almighty dollar. They worship a false god. They worship Satan. They worship a man who married a 9-year-old girl. Ho and behold, they want to talk about Christians. Well, ho and behold, who married a 9-year-old girl, and what religious faith was its founder or prophet? I will give you a few weeks to decide that out. And it comes October 4th. When you come to Columbus Park, I want you to come with that answer. I want you to come right in front of every known American who will be there, whether they're white, black, Chinese, or whoever, and admit to who married that 9-year-old girl and what faith group did they lead and found. We, the people, for the people, by the people, founded the United States of America with the inspiration of God. We fought the very people, the Anglican Church, who tried to rewrite the Bible because he committed adultery. And we know who that ruler was and where he was at. England. the very, very group of people who are now undermining the farming industry of the United States of America, with dumping multitudes, and I say multitudes, of vegetables into the United States northeastern hemisphere and causing a serious, serious economic devastation on U.S. and Mexican-grown items. Because so many of the United States farmers have planted in Mexico, including myself. We, the people, for the people, by the people, don't plant in Canada. We don't plant in Manitoba, which is an offshoot, and we don't plant in British Columbia. But we do plant in Colima, we plant in Sinaloa, we plant in San Luis, Colorado, and we plant in where? Laredo, Texas, and Laredo, Mexico. So again, ladies and gentlemen, come down to reality and face the facts. North America is North America, but North America is under attack. And there are certain ethnic groups that are scurrying through Mexico, Canada, to undermine the United States infrastructure. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what? Treason. That, ladies and gentlemen, is considered urban warfare. That is considered guerrilla warfare. When you inset the Trojan horse like Barack Hussein Obama and his allies, and the people he was allied with, China, Iran, Russia, the very same people who are invading our computer systems today. Why are we investigating Sergey Brin, the person who controls the United States infrastructure for real? He bought and purchased 2 KGB satellites under the Obama administration, and that sale was approved to be put into effect, and use those 2 satellites to transmit sensitive corporate communications via emails, sensitive corporate communications for elections, sensitive corporate, detailed, itemized, and memos outlining business dealings, both farming, aerospace, trucking, and many others. So again, ladies and gentlemen, where is the continuity? Where is the accountability? Barack Hussein Obama erased that accountability and used Joe Biden's senility to control America and further undermine and dilute and pollute the Constitution. But the Americans woke up just a little bit, and now they're going back to sleep. Don't go back to sleep. Support your president, support the United States of America, and support the United States Constitution. Protects All Lives Matter, Inc. founder Kevin Rizzoli, who yesterday found screws on top of his skylight removed in his house, where peekaboo searches have been going on repeatedly in U.S. Constitution Protects All Lives Matter work area. This, ladies and gentlemen, is serious violation of the Second, Fourth Amendment, First Amendment, 14th Amendment. And who is altering legal filings in cases that were covered up against Barack Hussein Obama, filed by Kevin Rizzoli, and his indictment in 2012. We would like to see the congressional minutes that changed the law and made spitting a federal crime. Made spitting without DNA a crime. Made spitting allegedly on a U.S. Marshal a crime without forensic evidence, without any type of medical reports. So again, ladies and gentlemen, let's see Damian Williams, Preet Bharara, Eric Holder get put on the witness stand and answer questions. Who forced them to indict Kevin Rizzoli, the founder of U.S. Constitution Protects All Lives Matter, Incorporated, because he filed a FOIA complaint against the executive office of the U.S. Attorney's Office, who was engaging in COINTELPRO and Project M in the Federal Bureau of Prisons. I'm going to leave you with that, and I want to see who signed for legal documents to Pam Bondi, and did Pam Bondi receive those legal documents to show where Italians were targeted in the Federal Bureau of Prisons by Barack Hussein Obama and the top echelon rat program ran by Valerie Caproni, who now is a federal judge, and that federal judgeship was given by who? Barack Hussein Obama. Where are the minutes from those congressional and Senate hearings to confirm her? Because we'd like to make them public knowledge to see if the Senate committee really investigated her, and if they knew, and if they asked her about the crimes that she was allegedly involved in, covering up, but committed by her top echelon rats under her watch. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and we are looking forward to the reverse and remand, because that's the only thing that happens in the case Rizzoli versus TQL et al., ASR Express et al., and the defendants Hunts Point Terminal Market, public safety officials et al., whose 6 names are covered up, and Judge Lyman allowed those 6 names to be covered up and refused in-person hearings. The only thing they'll do is teleconference hearings. What was those hearings? Committed by AI? The Kodak Pact? Was it that employed? Because they couldn't answer the questions that Kevin Rizzoli asked, the person prosecuting the civil litigation. A U.S. Navy trained individual who served overseas, who was injured in the line of duty, not once, but several times, and did not opt for a medical discharge, but returned to duty. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. On October 4th, which is still not approved by the Mondani administration, but let's see if they're going to stop us October 4th. Thank you very much.